Microsoft Excel quick tip, I'm going to show you how to very quickly toggle between relative cell references and absolute cell references. And here in this Excel spreadsheet, we have an employee list, including salary information. And let's say the company has approved a bonus for each employee. And let's say that the bonus percentage is 2.4. So I'll enter that here, tap enter. Now let's calculate the bonus for each employee. I click on cell F2, tap equals. I want to multiply the employee's salary, in this case Gina's salary, by the bonus. So E2 in this case, asterisk, and then G2. And then I'll tap enter on the keyboard. There's her bonus. Now if I click here on cell F2, I can double click on the autofill handle, the little green square in the lower right corner, and it applies that formula down the page. Now why didn't it work? The reason it didn't work is because this cell reference is relative. In other words, in this formula, we're referencing cell E2, but it's relative. If I copy this formula, E2 will change to E3 and then E4 as I copy the formula down the spreadsheet. The number 2 keeps changing to 3, 4, 5 all the way down. Now that's actually exactly what I want. I want the salary that's getting multiplied to change as it goes down the spreadsheet. So that makes sense. But what about G2? This cell reference is looking here at cell G2, but it's also relative. So G2 becomes G3 and there's nothing there. So when 74,322 is multiplied by nothing, it produces nothing. What I'd really like to do is to make G2 an absolute cell reference so that it always references this same exact cell, G2, and it does not change as it's copied down the spreadsheet. Probably the easiest way to do that is when you're typing the cell reference, or if you're going to click, that's fine too. After typing or clicking to get the cell reference, simply tap the F4 key on the keyboard. It adds $signs in front of the G and also the number 2. Those $signs make this an absolute cell reference. The G is not going to change. The 2 is not going to change as I copy this down the spreadsheet. So let's tap enter and try it out. Now if I double click on the autofill handle to copy the formula down the spreadsheet, it works perfectly. I can check this just by double clicking here. You can see that Bob's bonus is based on E19, as it should be, but his bonus percentage is still tied to G2 because that's an absolute cell reference. It's still referring to this cell. I'm going to undo this just to point out that with F4, if I had tapped it again, it would have taken off the $sign off of the G, but left it on 2. If I tap it again, it puts it on G, but not on 2. And so in this example, having the $signs either on both G and 2 would have worked, or just having it on 2 would have worked. Let's try that. If I enter that formula and then double click the autofill handle, notice that it worked. The reason why is because even though G wasn't set to be absolute, the number 2 was set to be absolute, and G wasn't moving around anyway. So the formula worked just the same. Thanks for watching this Excel quick tip. I hope you found it to be helpful. If you want to learn more about relative versus absolute cell references,